Let's do it. Senate Bill 1, the very first one, daylight saving time. We got a couple minutes left. And see what the committee wants to do. I'll have Jason give us it is confusing every time I read it, so I'll have Jason give us a quick overview.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Early in the session. Senate Bill 1 is the bill that would have the state go to permanent standard time as of this November 2025. And then if the federal law changes and imposes permanent daylight saving time at any point in the future, then the state would revert to daylight saving time as required under federal law.
And we do have an amendment on that, I believe. And, I don't think Jason has, but basically the conceptual amendment would be that we would not go to permanent standard time unless Missouri also did so. And so that would be my conceptual amendment. In other words, it can clear up the conflict of cross-state lines on one of our biggest metro areas in the state. So we'll first move the amendment, see if there's a second on that. Second by Senator Blue. Any discussion? Senator Gossage?
I just want to clarify, because I think the confusion of this is I received a lot of emails about it saying, yes, do this. We need to keep standard time. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not, we're not allowed to do that, right? By federal law, we can't do that, but we can keep daylight savings time.
No, we can keep, it's reversed. We can keep standard time.
We can keep standard.
Unless the federal government decides to put everybody on daylight saving time.
Right now, it's voluntary.
Right.
Correct?
That is,
Sorry, I just...
Jason. Yeah, I'll let Jason explain it.
So federal law requires a switch from standard time to daylight saving time. States can elect to opt out of the daylight saving time switch and remain on permanent standard time year-round. And that's what Senate Bill 1 would do for Kansas starting this November in 2025. The conceptual amendment, however, would be to make that change conditioned on the passage in Missouri of the same law. So if Missouri would opt out, we would opt out. But otherwise, yes, the statute's just going to sit there on the books until Missouri has an enactment. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Any further discussion? Senator Faust Goudeau?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, and I vaguely recall the testimony that Senator Titus gave. But what's the major benefit? I mean,
I don't know if Jason can. That's not a legal question. That's an opinion.
No, I hear so.
Senator Francisco.
I would say health.
And that's, I think that's what we heard in the testimony. A lot of people didn't like the switch because it messed them up for a week or so. Both on both ends of the spectrum, coming in and going out. Senator Clifford.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I still have clocks without the right time, disturbing my life. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the amendment? The amendment is the conceptual amendment to make it conditional upon Missouri. I think we have did we have a second? Second by Senator Blue, yes. Motion by Chair, second by Senator Blue. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Okay, we're back on the base bill. Senator Francisco.
Since conceptual amendments are in order,
Yes.
I would like to make a conceptual amendment on page 1, line 7, to change it to the Sunday of November 2026.
Okay.
And I think that would, one, give Missouri a little time to take some action. This could remain as a Senate bill, and people could further discuss it in the House without having to make that change at that time.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, with the adoption of the First Amendment so that the effective date of Section 1 is dependent on an enactment by the state of Missouri, I would do a conforming amendment in line 7 so that it would be Sunday of November following the effective date of Section 1 rather than put in a specific year.
I think that's a good idea.
I would like to make that my amendment.
Very good. Is there a second on that? Second by Senator Gossage. Any further discussion? On the amendment, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. We're back on the base bill. Is there a motion? Senator Francisco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move that this bill be moved out favorably as amended and give our reviser leeway to make technical.
I think you'll need that. Do I have a second on that? Second by Senator Starnes. Any further discussion? Senator Tyson.
Mr. Chairman, this sounds like a simple deal, but it is not. And we are negating the people in western Kansas who are on mountain time. We took care of the Missouri side, but not the mountain time, Nebraska, Oklahoma. I know for a fact that Indiana used to stay standard time. And the Senate president there, I had a good discussion with him. They said one of the best things they could do for economic development for their state was to conform to what the rest of the United States were doing, except for Arizona and Hawaii. And so I understand it's a feel-good bill. I understand health. We would all like that, but I won't be supporting this legislation because of the far-reaching implications for the state of Kansas to change alone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Chairman. And I would kind of echo that. We're looking just like at Colby and Goodland within our same state, having an issue, let alone going into Colorado. So I think we all need, and I think the whole country needs to do it at once.
Senator Clifford.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate my colleague from Lynn looking out for my western Kansas counties that are in mountain time. In 2 town halls, I appealed to them to join the rest of us just this weekend. It is a county decision. They take a lot of pride, and they don't have a lot of cross-border issues like you would have in the Kansas City Metro, so I would still be in favor of this bill.
Senator Gossage.
I think if we want the nation to do it, just showing that a state has, I don't know if other states have something similar, but a state just has put into a bill that we would like to do this. And since it's, Missouri may not go until the whole nation does. So I just think that it's a good way of sending a signal, that we're going to do it. It's not going to happen tomorrow. And by the way, I initially thought about, well, what about Colorado? But it's true on the Missouri side, it's, lots of businesses that are in both Kansas City and Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas. I don't know if we have that. Maybe we do with Nebraska and Oklahoma. But again, I just think it sends the right message, and it's going to sit there until Missouri does. And I don't know that Missouri will do it until everybody else does it.
No, they may not. Any further, Senator Thomas?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just some food for thought. So we do have not a huge, but a small population of kids in western Kansas that actually go to school in Colorado, just like we have a small population of Colorado kids that go to Kansas schools. So if we do this and Missouri acts, that would be a concern of mine is they're now operating an hour off, but then they have to go to school across state lines at a different time. So I think that might throw off even the school systems. Just some food for thought.
Senator Gossage?
I have to, when I was in Goodland for a conference recently and was discussing something similar with Senator Billinger, they were talking about the problems that they had with all kinds of things like that because there are kids that go the other way. And so the parents have to take that into consideration that, oh yeah, they're an hour different. So they kind of already do that.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we have a motion. Who had Senator Tyson? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While I appreciate the amendment on Missouri, I really don't like Missouri driving our ship. But thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further comments? Seeing that, I have a motion by Senator Francisco. I forgot who the second was by. Senator Starnes, I believe it was. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Appears like the ayes have it. So Senate Bill 1 is heading out.